5 things people get wrong about Indonesian politics. The first thing that people get wrong is thinking political coalitions in Indonesia are built on ideology. They're not. Political coalitions follow power, not ideology. And in Indonesia, those hyped up alliances you see before elections are built just to win votes, not to last. Coalitions like Kim Plus or the Red and White might look solid in the news, but history shows they never last. In 2014, PAN and Golkar parties opposed Jokowi but joined him within a year. And in 2019, Gerindra did the same. Once it's clear who has the presidency, parties scramble for cabinet seats and influence. So in Indonesia, power outlasts any coalitions. The second thing that people get wrong is assuming that Indonesia has a parliamentary system. It has a presidential system, and that's a big difference. The president is both the head of state and the head of government, directly elected. Parliament can't remove them except through rare, difficult impeachment. Opposition, it exists in theory, but because it's not a parliamentary system, the presidency is secure for the full term, and parties adapt to whoever holds the office. The third thing people get wrong is they assume parliament alone creates laws. It's not true. Lawmaking is a shared responsibility between parliament and the government. A bill can be initiated by the DPR or by the government, and government representatives sit in key DPR meetings to keep positions aligned, and after Parliament passes the bill, the President can sign it. It's less about dividing authority and more about shared roles. But when a law turns unpopular, the government sometimes lets the DPR take most of the blame. But the truth is, both sides shaped it and agreed on it before it became law. So if you want to understand political risk here, watch how both sides work together from the start inside DPR, not just who cast the final vote. The fourth thing that people get wrong is they assume Indonesia's local governments use a federal system. They don't. Indonesia is a unitary state with 38 provinces under one central government. And after independence in 1945, leaders feared that federalism could split the country apart, so they chose a unitary state. Under Suharto, almost everything was centralized through Jakarta. But after he fell, regions gained more control through decentralization, but it never became federalism. The central government still plays the biggest role, but local governments have autonomy over their budgets and many public services. The fifth thing that people get wrong is thinking that Indonesia has a free market economy. It has a mixed economy with the state leading in key sectors. The Constitution says natural resources and industries important for the people's livelihood must be controlled by the state. This is why state-owned companies dominate energy, telecom, and transport, and why policies often protect local industries like forcing more local ownership in mining. For foreign investors, the state can be both the business partner and the regulator. This model, rooted in what's called Pancasila economics, blends state control with markets to support social welfare, but it also creates challenges. State-owned companies dominate key sectors, limit competition, and the government controls the natural resources. It's a model that gives the state lasting influence over both local and foreign business decisions. The 5 points that I mentioned cut through some of the biggest misconceptions that I come across with clients. And once you understand them, Indonesia's politics and business start to make a lot more sense. But they're only just the beginning if you want to dig deeper into Indonesian politics. Follow me for more Indonesian business and politics.